So what is the topic we are starting? We are starting with accounting standard 29, provisions, contingent assets, contingent liabilities. What is the heading of AS 29? Provisions, contingent assets, contingent liabilities. In a very funny way, I will ask you one banana question. You have to answer for that. And from that, we will learn asset definition, liability definition, which are useful for AS 26 and 29. So the question I have asked is, are you an asset or a liability to your family? Some of you said asset, some of you said liability, some of you said investment, some of you said contingent asset, some of you said in future asset, some of you said present liability. So for my banana question, you have given banana answers. Now let us understand what is an asset. An asset is a resource which is controlled by the entity. An asset is a resource which is controlled by the entity. An asset is a resource which is controlled by the entity. This is point number 1. Point number 2. Point number 2. Which gives FEB to the enterprise. What is FEB? February. No, FEB means future economic benefits. An asset is a resource controlled by the entity, gives future economic benefits. Gives future economic benefits. And which can be measured. So money measurement concept. So can I say this is my asset? Yes, because I bought this. Okay. Then I will get value in use. Future economic benefits of this mobile I can enjoy. Can I control this? Yes, I can absolutely control this. Can I measure what is the cost of that, what is the value or cost of that mobile phone? The answer is yes. So if it passes all these three, then you can say, yes, Pavan sir, this is an asset. Now you will say, Pavan sir, my dad is controlling me. My hair length and my nail length also my dad has problem. My dress length my dad has problem. My beard, in case of boys, my beard and my shoes, everything my dad has a problem. My dad says, wear like this, don't wear like this, hairstyle like this, hairstyle not like this, come home at 9 o'clock. So all these. Do you think it is control? Do you think your parents are controlling you? The answer is yes. They have right to control. That is a different story. But the word controlled here is different. The word controlled here is different. This is right to use and right to sell. And right to lease. Seriously. So your father will give you on lease? Your father will sell you? Your father will use you? No. So there is no control. That control is different. What type of shirt, what type of pant you have to wear, that control is different. This is not the control. So will you give future economic benefits? May or may not be. There is no certainty. There is no certainty. There is no reasonable certainty also. Forget about virtual certainty. There is no reasonable certainty also. Today you might say, Pavan sir, I will earn money and I will take care of my parents. अरे वो तो दूर की बात है ना भाई, आज का बोलो. You cannot say this is my asset, future economic benefit will come in 2025. No, never. If this gives future economic benefits today, it is an asset today. If it gives future economic benefits after a while, it is not an asset. Exceptions can be there. For example, power plant. You are installing power plant, it might take 5 years. 6th year future economic benefits will come. That is a different story. Okay, then can your value be measured? Say for example, your dad said, beta, you are my asset. Pavan sir said something, you don't worry, you are not liability to me, you are my asset. Okay, you open the balance sheet of your father. Balance sheet of father. So he is writing, my son, my daughter. What is the amount? 20 rupees? 25? 85? 1 or 2? How can you measure it? So obviously it is not an asset. So what is an asset? An asset is a resource controlled by the entity which gives future economic benefits in brackets immediately, which can be measured, measurable. The value of the asset must be measurable. The future economic benefits must be measurable. This is an asset. Pavan sir, tell us about liability also. Pavan sir, okay. A liability is a present obligation. Now the question is, are you a present obligation? Condition 1 satisfied. A liability is a present obligation. Okay. That will result in outflow of resources embodying economic benefits. That means to pay or settle, it needs cash outflows. This is the meaning. To pay or settle, it needs cash outflows. So look at the definition. What did they say? They said clearly, a liability is a present obligation arising out of past event. This in the class I should not write, but what to do? I will write. This present obligation is arising out of, this liability is arising out of past event. That is called obligating event, arising out of past event. Okay, you are born because of past event, and at present you are the obligation. Settlement of which is expected to result in an outflow from the enterprise of resources embodying economic benefits. Okay, now take 1 second. Read the definition of asset. Read the definition of liability. Then you tell me whether you are an asset or a liability to your family. So, this funny parts aside, do you understand the definition of an asset and definition of a liability? For an asset, it should be a resource controlled by the entity that gives future economic benefits that can be measured. A liability is a present obligation arising out of past event which requires outflow of resources embodying economic benefits for its settlement. This is asset and liability. Okay, now come to AS 29. AS 29 deals with 3 parts: provisions, contingent liabilities, contingent assets. Write down in your notes: contingent liabilities, contingent. Simple standard. If you have brain, simple standard. AS 29 has 3 items: provisions, contingent liabilities, contingent assets. Okay, here R, here D, here R, D. R, yes, D, yes. Contingent liability, R, no, D, yes. Contingent asset, R, no, D, no. This standard is over. Now student will ask, sir, seriously, what is this, sir? After the whole standard, this is what the standard is. After reading the whole standard, you will understand this. So what is the meaning of this diagram? See, this is small part. This is little big part. This is very big part. So in AS 29, this little is contingent asset. Little bigger than contingent asset is contingent liability. More discussion is about provisions. So we come in the reverse order. Put the heading contingent asset. First we'll talk about contingent asset. Contingent asset. Okay, now tell me what is a contingent asset? Write down. A contingent asset write down. A contingent asset usually arise from unplanned activities or arises from unplanned activities or unexpected events. Arise from unplanned activities. Unexpected events. Okay, that give rise to the possibility of an inflow of economic benefits to the enterprise. This is the definition. Contingent assets are usually the assets arising from unplanned activities or unexpected events that give rise to the possibility of inflow of economic benefits. If it is outflow of economic benefits, it is called contingent liability. Okay, so for one party, if it is contingent liability, normally for the other party, it will be contingent asset. Okay, now look here, X Limited sued Y Limited. X Limited sued Y Limited. Okay, what is the legal suit? To give 10 crore rupees. So Y Limited is facing a legal claim. So for them it is contingent liability. X Limited has the chance of winning the case and getting some compensation from Y Limited. It is contingent asset for them. Will we win the case? Yes, there are chances. Shall we record the asset? No. Shall we disclose the asset? No. Till the time the asset comes, you really do not know will you be able to get it. And also insurance. Fire accident in the factory. You know that insurance can come, but till the time insurance company admitted the claim and gave you in writing that, dear Mr. Pavan Kumar, we have received your insurance claim. We have gone through the details. Our officer appraised the situation. We are accepting your claim. You claimed for 10 crore rupees. We are accepting your claim for 7 crore 20 lakh rupees. You will receive a check within 24 hours or you will receive it through bank transfer within 4 working days. In writing this paper has come. Then you can recognize that 7.2 as your insurance claim. Till the time, will you receive insurance claim? Yes. Is there a possibility? Yes. What is this? Contingent asset. Shall I record it? No. Shall I disclose it? No. Lottery ticket. Lottery ticket you purchased, Dasara bumper lottery, or in some states lottery is not legal, lottery is illegal. But in some states lottery is, legal. So in Kerala lottery is legal. In some northeast states lottery is legal. Okay, in Andhra, Telangana, in all the other places lotteries are illegal. But chalo, when government is running the lottery, you bought a lottery ticket. Next day draw will come. Is there a possibility that you will get it? Maybe. Who knows? God knows. So, shall I record the asset? No. 10 rupees lottery you bought, 10 lakh rupees is the prize money. Will you record that in your books? There is a contingent asset of 10 lakh rupees. No, never. That is misleading. That is misleading. Contingent assets should not be recorded. Contingent assets should not be recorded. Now write down. Next point. An enterprise should not, point number 2. An enterprise should not recognize a contingent asset. An enterprise should not recognize a contingent asset, since it may result in recognizing income, which may never be realized. If you have written lottery ticket 10 lakh rupees income, it might never come in your life. How can you write it? Okay, this is 2. 3. Third point. A contingent asset shall not be disclosed in the financial statements. It should not be disclosed in the financial statements. Okay. Pavan sir, can contingent asset be disclosed in board report? Can a contingent asset be disclosed in board report? This is the question. The answer is yes. If you want, you can disclose this in your board report, but financial statements, no. Financial statements, no, you cannot. You understand? So, this is about contingent assets. So, do you understand the content about contingent asset? So, any doubts in contingent assets? So let us go to contingent liability, put the heading, next page, contingent liability, put a star mark, important. Contingent liability. Okay, from this 2 arrow marks down. From contingent liability, draw 2 arrow marks down. Left side, a possible obligation. A possible obligation. Right side, a present obligation. Everybody knows the left hand side, but 99.99% of people ignore or they do not know the right hand side. Very interesting definition. Contingent liability can be a possible obligation or can be a present obligation. Now what is the difference between possible obligation? Possible obligation means mathematically the probability is less than 50%. Probability of occurrence is less than 50%. Present obligation means the probability of occurrence is more than 50%. So in the language of accounting standard, they did not use more than 50, less than 50. This I am telling you so that you will understand it. In the language of the standard, they used a beautiful phrase, more likely than not. What is the language they used? More likely than not. So, if there is an event, the probability of occurrence of which is more likely than not, it is called present obligation. So, I will explain it. Please try to understand this. This is 0. We say it certainly not. 0 means certainly not. 0 means certainly not. Here we write 100. Certainly yes. Certainly yes. So 0 is certainly no. 100 is certainly yes. In between it is contingency. In between it is may not be contingency, the probability of occurrence. So here it is 10%. The probability of occurrence is 10%. It is called remote possibility. It is 50%. In the middle, midpoint is 50%. Okay. This is called possible obligation. This is called possible obligation. So this area is called present. Wait, I will draw one more so that you understand. It is 90% here. This is present obligation. This is highly probable, or this is known as virtual certainty. In accounting standards, they use the word highly probable. For example, accounting standard 22, they use virtual certainty. In many accounting standards, like accounting standard 24, they use the word highly probable. Accounting standard 17, Ind AS, IFRS, in many places they use the word highly probable. Pawan sir, what is the meaning of highly probable? Virtual certainty means beta, the probability of occurrence is more than 90%. So more than 50% is called present obligation because it is more likely to happen than not. That means if no is equal to X%, yes is equal to X must be greater than, yes must be greater than X%. Will it happen? No. Will it happen? Yes. Will it happen? Maybe. So when you say it may or may not happen, see, I am asking you, will you pass CA? You said yes, then you are at 100. You said no, then you are at 0. You said, Pawan sir, upar wala. So you said, when I asked you, will you pass CA? You said, Inshallah. Upar wala ke haath mein. So then I asked you, what is the probability that you will pass? What do you think that probability you will pass? What do you think the probability you will not pass? So you said, Pawan sir, this event might happen 40%. Might not happen 60%. When you assign the probability, more likely than not will make you present obligation. Now try to understand this. Will we lose the court case? More than 50% probability is there for losing the case. Yes. Yes. 70% we believe we will lose the case. This is called present obligation. That means, imagine you lost the court case. Create a provision. Will we lose the court case? Yes. But what is the probability? 25% I believe we will lose the case. 75% will win the case. This is called, my dear friend, contingent liability. This is called possible obligation, but not a present obligation. So if you understand the standard like this, answering the questions will be damn easy. So if an item is here, blue is provision. If an item is here, green is, it should be green, no? Why black came? Chalo, anyway, black. Then it is yellow. Yellow is also a contingent liability, but disclosure is also not required. Black is a contingent liability, disclosure is required. Blue is a provision, recognition, disclosure, both required. Oh my God, Pavan sir, we studied this standard but we never understood it like this. How, Pavan sir? Welcome, my dear friend, welcome. So, in my language, I call this thermometer, temperature. Temperature. So, there is one liability and you are sitting on a pan. You are sitting on a pan. That pan is on. So, you are feeling the heat. You are feeling the heat. Then I asked you, hey, dude, do you have any obligation? Hanji, hey, niche. So, under my bum, I have some burning pan going on. So, is it really burning like hell? 100%, 90% or at least above 50%. Ha sir, pay it off, liability, create a liability. Then you said, no sir, just now started. After 1-2 years, court will decide whether I am losing or winning. Now I am confident that 75% I will win the case, 25% I will lose the case. Then you don't need to create any liability as a provision. Just inform your shareholders that there is some pan, we are sitting on the pan, but don't worry, the bum is not yet burnt. Barnal ka zarurat abhi nahi hai. Comfortable. Okay, so this is how you should understand what is a present obligation, what is a probable obligation. Now coming here, Pavan sir, possible obligation is more than 50%, is less than 50%, then it becomes, hello, my pen is not writing. Yeah, it is writing now. Okay, so here the probability is less than or equal to 50%. So it is a contingent liability, we understand, Pavan sir. But present obligation means greater than 50% probability. How can that be contingent liability, Pavan sir? That should be a provision, my dear friend. No. This is the most important aspect of the standard. Theoretically, but in problems and all it won't come. That is the reason students and lecturers, they don't give that much of emphasis to a present obligation which is a contingent liability. Now let us see the whole definition first. So contingent liability, 2 arrow marks down, left side a possible obligation, right side a present obligation. Possible means more than or equal to 50%. Sorry, less than or equal to 50%. Present obligation is more than 50%. Yep. Correct. Oh, so colorful board today. Okay, now write down. Under possible obligation, arrow mark down. That arises out of past events. Write down. That arises out of past events. And the existence of which will be confirmed by the occurrence or non-occurrence of one or more uncertain future events, not wholly within the control of the enterprise. Not wholly within the control of the enterprise. Okay, this is possible obligation. Then present obligation, that arises out of past events. A present obligation that arises out of past events, but is not recognized because, but is not recognized. Actually, it should be recognized. Because it is present obligation, it should be recognized. But I have not recognized it because of two exceptional cases. Not recorded because of two exceptional cases. Left side. It is not probable. It is not probable that an outflow of resources embodying economic benefits will be required to settle the obligation. This is one situation. Another situation is a reliable estimate of the amount cannot be made. So you cannot estimate it. So this is, my dear friend, contingent liability. So there is one Mr. A and there is one Mr. B. A has hit Mr. B accidentally. You know, A is going in a car, B is coming in a bicycle. A has hit B. Okay, and B is hospitalized. A is in car, B is in a bicycle, scooter or cycle. So B got the hurts, hospitalized. After 1 week he discharged from the hospital and he went to a police station. He sued Mr. A. Now the situation came to court. Now you are asking Mr. A, dear Mr. A. You are asking Mr. A. You are a friend, you are not judge. You are asking Mr. A, dear Mr. A, do you think that the judgment will be against you? Do you think that the judgment will be against you? A said, no way. There is a CCTV camera on the road. This idiot is coming in reverse. I am properly going within the normal speed. I was honking also. He was putting earphones, not even looking at me. I have put the brake. That is the reason he survived with a small bandage. Otherwise, he would be a dead piece by now. So A said, no way. Now here A thought the probability of winning is 95%, the probability of losing. So say this is 2018 March 31st. What is the situation? A believes 95% winning, 5% losing. Now for accounting, it is a contingent liability that doesn't need disclosure also. Why? Less than 10% is called remote possibility. If there is remote possibility, disclosure is also not required. This is on 31st March 2018. Then it came to 31st March. Then the drama came to 31st March 2019. Now A said, I think I will win 60% because 4 hearings happened. So in this 4 hearings, my confidence level little came down because the other guy is speaking valid points. So 40% I will lose. Then it is called contingent liability needs disclosure. Contingent liability needs disclosure. Then the drama came to 31/3/2020. A believes, or A's lawyer said, dear client, A's lawyer said, dear client, 25% there is a chance for winning, 75% there is a chance for losing the case. This is present obligation. This is possible obligation. Probable or possible obligation. But here water came up to this level. I am stuck. I am, getting completely, I am sunk. So, till this the pressure came. It is a present obligation. Here you need to create a provision. Here create a provision. Now the question is, this is where you need to create a provision, but whether B claimed for a damage, now B claimed for rupees 10 lakhs. B claimed for rupees 10 lakhs compensation. Lawyer of A said, Mr. A, we will end up paying somewhere between 6 lakhs, 7 lakhs. They will ask 10 lakhs, but we can settle it for 6 lakhs, 5 lakhs, 4 lakhs, 3 lakhs, something. We will settle it. So, management believes that it can be settled with 7 lakhs. So, a provision for 7 lakhs will be made. Profit and loss account debit to provision for lawsuit, legal damages. 7 lakhs. This provision is like you appropriated money and you are keeping aside. Whenever judge says, hey Mr. A, pay, then you will pay the 7 lakhs. But B has not claimed for money. B asked, Judge Sahab, ask him to say sorry to me. Ye kya hai bhai? No outflow of economic resources. Even if you lose the case, say there is 75% probability that you will lose the case, but even if you lose the case, you will not end up paying any money. What will you create a provision? Then even if the probability is more than 50% also, still it will be disclosed as a contingent liability only. Why? Today I do not know because he has not asked, but judge might say at the end, dear Mr. A, you are guilty, pay 5 lakh rupees to B. B has not asked, but still judge can say, pay money to him. So till the time that event happens, I don't know, will I end up paying money to him? I don't know, he has not claimed anything. So either no outflow of economic resources are there, or it cannot be measured. So look at the definition. The present obligation, that means more than 50% probability, still not recognized because there will be no outflow, or there will be outflow which can't be measured. This is contingent liability. Now remember 2 points or 3 points. 1, contingent liabilities, write down, contingent liabilities should not be recognized. That means no journal entry. Contingent liabilities should be disclosed in notes to accounts. Contingent liabilities should be disclosed in notes to accounts. Every year, contingent liabilities should be assessed. Every year, contingent liabilities should be assessed or reassessed. That's it. That's it. You understand it?